is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
Taking a tragic accident and making the best of the situation. It's what motorcyclists from across the area did today as they wrote in memory of a young biker who died last spring while riding. Our reporter Clint DeRose was there for the ride and shares this story as an example of how our community always comes together when our neighbors are going through tough times.
Danica Murphy was a student at NDSU who came from a family fueled by motorcycles.
My husband and I ride. Her dad built custom Harleys. Her stepmom rides. Her dad used to ride, but he unfortunately lost his vision a few years ago. And so, we're all we love motorcycles.
Danica shared that love and started riding just like the rest of the family. Unfortunately, one night when she was running late for German class, she took the interstate to school. Cindy, Danica's mother, said that her daughter's inexperience led to her hitting the back of a semi, putting her in the hospital.
She went through tons of surgeries. We really thought she was going to make it. And then on Monday, it was very apparent that her brain injury and her heart they were giving out.
The family then made the decision to take Danica off her ventilator. To remember Danica and her passion of riding, the community came together to ride in her name from Moorhead to the Minnesota Lakes area. Other riders attending the event understand the family's pain and want to do everything they can to support them. Connie Lundberg of Hitterdale lost her own son to a riding accident when a drunk driver ran into him.
This is overwhelming for us to see all of these people out here supporting this family with their tragic loss.
I wasn't expecting half of these bikes. And the more I sit here and the more I see them come in and hear them come in, it's overwhelming. My heart is full. My heart is full. You couldn't ask for a better community all the way around.
A community that rides for those that can't. In Moorhead, Clint DeRose, Valley News Live.
Organizers of this event say they want people to be more careful around motorcycles and treat them like they would treat any other vehicle on the road. Changes are underway for new and improved DMVs in Minnesota. Minnesotans needing to renew license plate tabs or driver's license this month should plan accordingly. The agency says its Driver and Vehicle Services Division is replacing a computer system. That means services will be limited from July 17th, that's tomorrow, to the 24th. Driver's license, permit, or identification card renewal and application services will be available. However, some offices may have different hours or be closed. Officials say with the new system, turnaround is expected to be much faster and vehicle info will also be updated in real time.
You can imagine if you've got a computer system at home, you've probably updated it within the last 10 years or whatever. This system is really out of date. It needs to be updated. It'll bring us into the 21st century. It'll be state of the art with enhanced security.
The agency says once the system is up, expect longer lines until employees get up to speed with the new technology. Looking for love, millions of singles across the world turn to online sites to find their mate, but a lot of times people find scammers instead of the one. In North Dakota alone, nearly $300,000 were stolen last year through romance scams, according to the FBI. But that's just the amount of money being reported. Since many people are embarrassed about it, they often don't tell anyone. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson spoke with one victim who doesn't want to be identified.
Sent her $600 out of my account into her account, and went to the airport here at Hector, and she never showed up. And I actually had feelings for this girl, which was, now looking back on it, really stupid.
Don't miss this story tomorrow night on Valley News Live, 10 at 10. North Dakota's reputation for being a slice of America's breadbasket was projected onto the silver screen in the early 1900s. A series of groundbreaking short films promoting the potential for bumper crops of corn, wheat, and alfalfa were produced when silent movies were just beginning to capture the attention of the nation. Our reporter Cliff Naylor reports on a cinematographer who made the state famous as the land of corn and alfalfa.
Seeing is believing. That's the concept filmmaker Parif Shah Hombo used to promote North Dakota on 35mm film.
Tremendous promoter and entrepreneur, I guess, in the whole movie business.
The Norwegian immigrant came to North Dakota in 1907 to set up a photography studio. He isn't as famous as Cecil B. DeMille or D.W. Griffith, but outside of Hollywood, Hombo's vision was legendary on the Northern Plains.
He was really ahead of his time.
Shane Molander is the deputy archivist for the State Historical Society. He says promotional films like The Land of Corn and Alfalfa and Hogs and Hominy created an image of North Dakota that was very enticing.
Everything was bountiful, whether it was the wheat fields or the cornfields or the fat cattle and the really sleek horses. Everything was bountiful in his films.
Only a few hours of Homebo's films have been preserved.
A lot of it is gone. A lot of it was in such bad shape that we couldn't get it redone. And a lot of stuff could be out there, places we don't know yet. There could be new discoveries to be made.
The Homebo collection housed at the State Historical Society has been digitized. All of the original nitrate film is kept in cold storage.
And I actually have it in the freezer, a walk-in freezer here, just to stop any deterioration that might happen. We keep it at about 10 below zero.
Molander estimates Homebo shot hundreds of hours of footage in North Dakota between 1907 and 1921. His subject matter included farm fields, Main Street movies for businesses, parades, and military documentaries of soldiers leaving for World War I battlefields. Someday, Molander hopes to colorize the Homebo collection to make turn-of-the-century film even more intriguing.
In 1921, North Dakota's famous movie maker left the state for California and continued his film career in Hollywood. He died in 1966.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
George Romero, the iconic director behind this 1968 cult classic Night of the Living Dead, has died. Romero has been called the father of modern horror films thanks to this movie. He died after a brief but aggressive battle with cancer, according to a longtime business partner, and he died peacefully in his sleep with his wife and daughter beside him. Romero was 77. Department stores are closing across the country as sales shift online, leaving thousands of people without jobs. But there is a glimmer of hope right here in North Dakota, proof that with some creative thinking, there can be a silver lining to these closures. Vivacious Salon came about after JCPenney's in Jamestown started counting on the days to their closure. The in-store salon was given a closure date of May 20th, a month and a half earlier than expected. Savannah Sprouse says she didn't want to see her colleagues out of work, so she remodeled an empty storefront into a new salon, and she couldn't be happier with the outcome.
It was all about the girls. We're family. It's all about helping them succeed and be great in their careers.
If you want to see that full story, go to our website, valleynewslive.com, or our Facebook page for the link. It can be hard to resist passing on scraps of food to your pets, but what may be safe for us humans may not be safe for your four-legged friends. Our reporter Molly Casey spoke with the local pet center about what foods to choose and to avoid. And Molly, it's National Ice Cream Day, and of course, whenever little TT, oh, that's my dog's name growing up, but whenever your dog looks at you with those eyes and you're licking on your cone, you know, is it okay to give them some of it?
It's okay to give them a few licks of a vanilla ice cream cone, but if it's chocolate, I would say stay away from it and stay away from those toppings.
Mom has something for you. Can you sit? Oh, girl. Okay.
It may be tempting to share your frozen treats on National Ice Cream Day, but it may not be healthy for your dog or cat.
They're basically lactose intolerant, much like a lot of humans are.
Brittany Anderson from Natural Pet Center says dogs and cats have sensitive digestive systems, and the food we eat could be dangerous to our pets.
Their bodies don't digest our food either, because our food is pretty heavily saturated with fats.
Anderson says when looking for pet food, the label should have meat products in the first 2 ingredients. And if it says byproduct, skip it.
You could be getting just the feet or just the beaks or just feathers.
But pets are like humans in some ways. They're healthier when they eat unprocessed or raw foods.
It's going to be better for their digestive tracts, better for their teeth. It can help clean the teeth with all the raw enzymes.
And when you do want to pass along a kitchen treat, there are foods to avoid.
Any kind of nuts, grapes, of course chocolate.
But if you really do want to give your dogs a frozen treat today, grab a pint of pet-friendly ice cream or just stop by your local ice cream shop.
Go for it. Just get a small little cone.
Anderson says that if your pet does consume something dangerous like sugar-free gum or cooked bones, contact your vet right away and watch for signs of distress.
Now, this is something, it's just a good reminder because everyone says it's not going to happen to me and my dog, but dogs are like little children and they're really fast and they can get into something without you even knowing, and then there you are in the vet's office.
Yeah, they're incredibly sneaky. They'll get into your purse, get into the cabinet, and before you know it, something's gone that they shouldn't have eaten.
That's awful. Thanks for the story, Molly.